Coming up on this edition of Highlander Spotlight, we'll talk women's tennis, men's volleyball, men's lacrosse, women's track, men's fencing, and we'll have an exclusive look at the new Wellness and Event Center. That's coming up next. Between freshman and sophomore years here at NJIT, tennis player Natalie Habiger was diagnosed with a pulmonary embolism, a heart ailment that kept her out for 8 months. She is rehabbed, she is recovered, and she is now one of the top players in the Atlantic Sun.
Her situation's particularly admirable, and she actually had a serious heart condition and couldn't play for about 6 or 7 months. Came back at the end, but still had trouble being able to maintain any kind of good cardio. And she's battled that even ever since then, and it's been a real challenge. And she's met the challenge and more by working hard and working on her conditioning extra beyond what we do.
I wasn't even allowed to walk or run. We started our season in February, and I started practicing again in December. But I wasn't used to doing sports anymore. I was scared. I didn't know how much my body could do. The first practices were really rough because I couldn't run, and still now I feel that I'm not back how I was before, but I work with it.
Habiger, the ASUN Women's Tennis Player of the Week, hails from Switzerland, and the international nature of this year's team has made for great chemistry.
We get along well, and we're all internationals, so this helps. We have 2 people from Serbia, 3 people who speak French, and 2 people from Brazil, which is fun, so we can speak with each other. So no, it's great, I love it.
Women's tennis is off to a good start. They recently took 2 Atlantic Sun Conference matches from Lipscomb and Kennesaw State.
They're all playing well. I think Natasha Mink, our transfer student from Texas, Rio Grande, really was carrying the team early on in the beginning of the spring. She's just very solid, doesn't beat herself, makes you have to beat her if you can. Her consistency really kept us in a lot of matches, and then everyone else sort of picking up their game. But she just makes a huge addition in the middle of the lineup. And Mayur El Tony is a freshman who came in January, which is always tough, and she's able to play at the top of the lineup, but she has some great years ahead of her.
Men's volleyball star Jabari Goodridge is putting together a fantastic senior season. He currently leads the NCAA in kills and points per set and leads the EIVA conference in many categories.
It's been my best one here so far for the team, and we started out well. We got some huge conference wins, but also this year we worked a lot in the fall, individual stuff, and then in the weight room making sure that we're stronger so that we can handle with the more physical teams, like the bigger guys. So definitely preseason training has been a great help to our team, and to me especially, making sure I get stronger, being able to jump a lot higher and then hit over the blocks or hit around them and be more physical this year.
He's probably the best player in our conference, I think, in his position. And in the country, I think he's going to, I would hope he'd be an All-American this year. I think he was honorable mention last year. I think he's proven it again with even better numbers that he hopefully can be a first-team All-American. He's one of the top players in the country right now in men's volleyball.
It's a great feeling. It's a great feeling, especially for me, Luke, and Brad. Graduating seniors, we know that we have brought this program from a smaller program, and now we're getting a new facility. So this year is more of a show recruits that we are going to be a contender, and now we have a facility that is going to be one of the best in the leagues, if not the best. It's going to be it feels great to know that we're leaving the program going in the right direction.
I'm Elizabeth Polina. I'm a sophomore here at NJIT.
And a terrific sophomore season it's been. Elizabeth recently claimed first place in the 400-meter dash at the Ramapo Invitational and second place in the 400 at the ASUN Indoor Championships.
My time 56.7. It's okay. I know I can do better, but I'm really happy with the performance that I did. So
Elizabeth is special because of her dedication. She is extraordinarily focused. She was very good before she got here, and now we are trying to, number one, keep her healthy, and number two, have her improve so that she can be even better than she was. We believe that she could run for the national team. Not the American national team, but possibly the Dutch national team.
In 2015 and 16, Simon Rizel was an All-American. In his junior season, Rizel has continued to impress as one of the top fencers in the country. He recently finished 6th at the Mid-Atlantic South NCAA Regional Championships. As usual, NJIT has been right on point. NJIT men's lacrosse is in its 3rd year of existence. Last week, Aaron Forster and the Highlanders went to Hampton and won their first game of the year, 17-3.
This past weekend, we got the opportunity to play another newer team. We took advantage of that. I think just off of our skill alone, we kind of dominated in that way. You know, we got a lot of hard-working guys on this team that are looking to get better every game, and I think it showed.
We continued to get better, and it's exciting to see that. You'd like to see the results just so the guys can kind of feel it, but I think they know where they are, and they can continue to sense getting better, you know, on a daily basis, and they see it in game film.
We got a great group of guys, a lot of like awesome characters, funny guys. So I think it's just like a really blue-collar, hard-working mentality.
Recently, our Spotlight crew got a private hard hat tour of the Wellness and Events Center, the new $102 million athletic facility on campus. Here's a sneak peek. We're here on the north side of the Wellness and Events Center. This is going to be a suite and a press box for the outdoor fields, for soccer, for lacrosse. It's going to be tremendous. Fleischer Athletic Center is coming down, and by summer of 2018, there's going to be new turf fields out there for the outdoor teams.
60% of the facility is for the entire student population. It's multi-purpose. That adds to the campus climate, to the culture. It turns out the fans, it turns out your alums. At least half of that arena is being funded by donations of alums and others.
Dave Antoine is a senior project manager from Cambridge, and he has been managing this arena project from the ground up. He was kind enough to give us the Cook's tour. Dave, so this is a pretty big space also, and I know it's used for multi-purposes, correct?
That's right. This space is not only going to be used for dancing and Zumba and so forth, it's also going to be able to have 3 competition fencing strips. And I understand it's quite a large fencing team at NJIT, and they in fact have Olympic class athletes in that sport. We have a large swimming pool downstairs, 75 by 75 feet. It's a competition pool with a 1 and 3 meter diving board and a well. This is all tile. Down this corridor, this concourse here is a 3-lane rubber track. At the far end of this track, there's an indoor long jump pit that is part of the track system. You can lift the lid off it and they can practice indoor long jump.
The WEC will have many features, but one of the most exciting is the actual basketball arena for the Highlanders men's and women's teams. 3,500 seats, one of the best mid-major facilities in the country. What about like video boards and stuff like that?
Oh man, up here on this wall here, you're going to have a video board that's like 27 feet by 56 feet long. And from anywhere in any seat in the house, you'll be able to see the replay.
These are the other pools, right?
That's right. This is the hydrotherapy room, and this is for the athletes that had injuries and so forth, sprains and breaks and pulls and all that. We'll have 2 plunge pools here. One's a cold plunge pool, one's a hot plunge pool, and then also a 3rd pool is here, and that'll be a underwater treadmill, and they'll have the capacity to be able to videotape the athletes' movements and see how they're recovering.
So this is completely state-of-the-art stuff.
State-of-the-art stuff, yeah. Strength and conditioning room. It'll be for weightlifting and conditioning. They'll have rowing machines and treadmills and stair steppers. They also have an indoor sprinting space here for doing jingle bells and that type of work.
The Wellness and Events Center will also have a huge impact on the men's and women's volleyball programs at NJIT.
The new arena will mean many things. Better training opportunities, huge for recruiting, be one of the best volleyball facilities to play in the country. Things that we can do training with more courts and more opportunities there, and not competing against class schedules so much and other teams having more than one court, I think is going to be a huge upgrade for what we can do here in the future.
The Wellness and Events Center is scheduled to open this fall. We can't wait.
Thanks for having us.
Make sure to follow the Highlanders on social media. And for tickets, go to NJITtix.com. We'll see you next time.